I see you've come back for your daily dose of dingo. Well, you can find this and more alliteration over at my Twitch. Right there. Enjoy the video.
So I made some changes. I felt that Croaks hasn't been impactful enough, so I tried out Tenacious Underdog in the spot of Croaksa, and it was fucking fantastic. I don't know why, but 4 mana 3/2 haste out of the graveyard was like the best thing of all time, even when I didn't get to draw cards from it. And with that, I'm also playing 3 copies of Blood Moon, and because we're playing 3 copies of Blood Moon, I cut the Seasoned Pyromancers for Fable, because you really want to go like turn 1 Black Cleave, or fetch a Blood Crypt, and then you want to go like Swamp after that. And Spyro doesn't really fit that curve of going like, you know, Black Cleave, Swamp, so I opted for Fable to make the mana better through Blood Moon. I don't know if it's going to be like a lot better, but I did play like 4 leagues with this list yesterday, and I went 15-5 over 4, one of which was a trophy at the end, so I went 4-1, 3-2, 3-2, 5-0. Does it scam? It scams. Alright, let me see what you're working with. Leyline Binding, Fable, Wrenn 6, Wrenn 6. I could take both Wrenn 6, or I could take Leyline Binding, Fable. I kind of feel like I take Leyline Binding, Fable here. Take both lands. I already have 3 lands in hand. I'm not sure I care about these Wrenn 6s. Alright, go. On Glacier. Because they have a second Wrenn 6 in hand, I think I'm just going to ignore this. Just keep attacking them. Otherwise, these Wrenn 6s are going to buy them a lot of time. I'm not sure that's the best for me. Alright, just say go. Leave up Terminate. If you want to fetch, then they die to Ragavan plus Grief, so they need to have a piece of interaction here. Latte, to a degree. Piece of interaction? Or is this just a Fable? Goes to 4. To Fairy. Yep. I can dash Ragavan and still cast Grief. That's interesting. I could pitch, terminate, grief them, and then persist. I think it's pinged by Wrenn 6, but I can take 2 cards that way. I don't know if that's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. But then the Wrenn 6 can deal with the grief. I think that's too fancy. Prismari Command, Creativity, Wrenn 6. Oh, take the card that'll kill me. Maybe taking the 2 cards that was correct? I don't think so. Because they have to Prismari Command this or Ragavan. I suppose that they can get a dwarf and jump in front of the Ragavan with the dwarf. They have to Prismari Command this. But they also need to do it at instant speed. Stupid Teferi. Alright, that's not instant speed. But if I take 2 cards with Tef out, I ripped a Persist off of their deck. I could have evoked the Grief and then persisted it back. I need to hope that they don't have a 1 mana piece of interaction here. That was actually a really good draw. Okay, we got there. Because I get the Undying that Fury also. Because I get to kill the Tef. Take that Surgical Extraction. Necro's fantastic. Surgical, I put in here for both the mirror match. So when they go to like Undying your thing, then you can like surgical in response. I don't know how good it is, but it's also good against like creativity if they're on the persist plan, because you can just like surgical the Archon. I think it might be good enough. I dislike lightning bolt. They were just dead. I just dashed the Ragavan and then killed them. So they only had 2. I think of how I want to sideboard here. Hidden Sugu's like good sometimes. I think it's good enough to keep 1. I got a Fable here. I trim on Terminate. I don't think I want to trim on any of these. I'll trim an Underdog. I needed specifically a 1 mana piece of interaction, then they have to deal with the Fury also. And going with the Fury line plays around Spell Pierce too, because if we were just to terminate that token and then dash the Ragavan, if they Spell Pierce the terminate, then we have to pay for it. So playing the Fury there just played around it completely. Hand's very good. Surgical wasn't a bad draw either. Not Renin 6. Weird. Sure. That was a very good draw. I scam out this Fury. I think that Magma Opus deck was super good. Or super cool. I don't know how about... I didn't like the actual Magma Opuses themselves. I like the Invoke Calamities way more. I think Invoke Calamity is great. I'm gonna play this tapped and say go. I don't really want to scam out a Fury and then have them go to Fairy bounce the Fury. It's gonna put me way behind on tempo. I'm actually gonna surgical them just for info. I have a Spell Pierce, 2 Fableds, an Arid Mesa, and an Archon. Hey Vex. Interesting. It is. I think I just play this Sigo. Did I get scammed on Rakdos? I did the scamming. I have options here. Could just play Hidetsugu this turn. Then I get Spell Pierce, which might be... Nah, that doesn't seem great. I get the Moon next turn and pay for Spell Pierce, so I think I just Fury Scam them. But they're gonna have a second thingy here. I'm not gonna run the Moon to the Spell Pierce. Unless they're gonna like tap out for Lightning Bolt or something. Pitch the Pierce in the Archon, probably. Pitch Leyline of the Void and Spell Pierce. Renin 6 Scalding Tarn. You know, I should have targeted Scalding Tarn with the Surgical and not Izzet-Charm. I kind of knew that Izzet-Charm was only on 1 of. Oh, this is not great for me. Alright, I had hoped to get lucky. And that they didn't top deck a Creativity. There's no shot that they top deck something with 3 draws. Fable's so good. Yeah, I gotta get lucky. I discarded 2 Archons. Are 4 in their deck or 3? I don't remember. I didn't look. Well, that's what I get for casting my Surgical for info. That's what I get. I should not have cast that Surgical for info. Oh, they had the Creativity anyways. Sure. Imagine if they go for the Persist, I'm just like, Surgical. And just in shambles. And I probably win that game. Well, maybe not. They still have 2 Fables. that I need to top deck against. Anyways, yeah, it's a new list. We cut the Spyro for Fable because we're playing 3 Blood Moon now. And we cut the Lily. Surgical has returned. Well, let's see if we can snipe an Archon on turn 2. There's no room for... I don't think there's room for Spyro and Fable. I'd rather playing one or the other. You could try like a split, but then you're gonna have inconsistencies with the mana. Fable, Lightning Bolt, Transmog. Hey, Janini. I don't know if I was supposed to take the Fable there. I don't think I was. See, this is the downside of Underdog, though. Is that sometimes we get draws like this, where it's like, oh, I needed a red card for Fury. And now I have this Underdog in my hand instead. And I'll have a second land, but that doesn't happen very often. Should run more Furies instead. If I could play 5 Furies, I would. Hey, Terran. I was really hoping that they pitched an Archon there. Would have made my life a lot easier. Hey, Terran, thank you so much for the resub, and welcome back to the Hooded Gang for the 6th month in a row. Appreciate you, homie. Ouch. Yep. I need a red card. Even if... Yeah, I just need a red card. I need a red card so badly. Hot Seas is not red card. This is good testing for Surgical Extraction. Because Surgical Extraction is not as good here as I thought. You have a Creativity. Alright. Lost that game not drawing a red card. I wasn't going to draw one either. That's interesting. So if that Underdog were a Croxa, I would have won that game, probably. Maybe. I don't know. It's had that Bolt in hand, so I had to have 2 mana up for Fury Reanimation. This is an interesting hand. I'm going to keep it just to see how good, like, this is. I think I just play this tapped. If this were a Croaks, I definitely wouldn't keep his hand, but I'm seeing if, like, Underdog substitutes Croxa in, like, being decent. Like, being decent in this spot where Croxa wouldn't be. Looks like this is just Scape Shift. I don't know if I was supposed to pitch a Fury on this Ren. Maybe I was. I don't know if they're on Creativity or if they are on Scape Shift yet either. That didn't really tell me any more information. I also upped the land count in this deck to 19. And I've still been, like, shorted on lands here. Oh, looks like they're on Creativity. I discarded 2 lands. Yeah, whatever. Trend's not gonna matter if they discarded 2 lands. I don't know if I updated the deck list, did I? I think I did. I did not. There you go. Now it's updated. Sucks. Some 8 cards in hand. I don't think we're winning this one. Our start was way too fair against Creativity. have a couple of crabs. Well, maybe if that's their entire turn, it's just a couple of crabs, then we might be okay. Oh, my goblin. My joblin. Think we have a long way to go this game. Very, very long way to go. I need to hit a land. Point blank. Being able to hit a land will let me unearth underdog and at least start drawing cards. Should have been nice. You're off for 4 days? Hell yeah, Goblin. You went 3-0 in draft last night? Nice. Huge ups. Did you draft the Lily or Shieldred? They're definitely on their mediocre beats game plan, and I'm probably not going to be able to beat it. Oof, drew the tap land. Underdog has been good for me in previous leagues, so I'm not going to like judge it solely based off of one league. Like solely based off of this league. But, you know, that's what we're here to do. Test it. It's not like it was going to be better as a Croxa here, really. Croxa kind of loses to the same stuff. I think this was just a bad keep. It's like I wouldn't have kept the hand with a Croaks in it, but I wanted to keep the hand with an underdog in it just to see if it would have carried him. It did not carry. It did not. Alright, creativity. I didn't even have a problem beating creativity last night. I played against it so many times. The plot thickens. Yeah, underdog's just bad against creativity. Could also be the deal. I think this is fine. Plot's getting a little bit thick, to be honest. Can't keep that. Can't keep this hand either. That's better. I should do this. I guess if I want to do this, I'd do that and this. Alright. Thick plot. What is this, anime? That's exactly what it is. Scamame. It must have a spell pierce. Don't really like the idea of playing into their spell pierce, so I will be patient. I can dash this Ragavan at them, and then Blood Moon them. Just get more points of damage in there. They're probably on the 4 spell pierce build. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or just jam the Blood Moon, say go. Unsure. Kind of like a Fable here. I didn't have a Fable, which is good for me. Bolt. Height. Cycle Triumph that just made Ren a threat. Hate that. Creativity, Explore, Spell Pierce. I will take the creativity. I actually have to care about this Ren in 6. Just gonna let them draw a card every turn. They're almost dead at the same time, so I don't know. Oh, never mind. Say go. Plan on hard casting this Fury. Triumph is like so good for them here. This Triumph is just like enabling them to cycle. It's a pretty good draw. I am kind of Janini. Not really. This league has been off to a rough start. Alright, let's necro them. I don't want to name Fable the Mirror Breaker. I'm probably just going to end up naming Fable. Name the Triome. I just name Fable. Do you have anything that they can make a token with? They have absolutely nothing that they can make a token with. They have 2 lightning bolts and a red ult. That's it. Because they're locked out. They're completely locked out of the game right now. There's no reason to name creativity if creativity will never be live. Their win condition at this point is Ren and 6 ult. So I need to Fury down this Ren and 6. Making creativity, Fury into grief. You're right. They don't have basic islands, so they can't make crabs. All they have is lightning bolts and a dream. What if they're playing Fable? Nah, they were playing Fable before I took all of them. That was the only castable spell that they had under Blood Moon, so I just named it. I believe this hand is too slow. This hand's not much better, but it does have a Blood Moon in it. Which is, as we've seen, pretty good in the matchup. I'm going to miss that Thoughtseize though. Not having interaction on one, not the best. So this is going to get Blood Crypt, this is going to get Swamp. Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm jamming 3 copies of Blood Moon today. Because I think that Blood Moon's at like an all-time high for being good. I guess I could just get creativity and die next turn. That Explorer is not great for me. Now they can cast that ahead of curve. If they just like creativity me here, I'm just dead. Nothing I can do about it. I just need to top deck a Terminate at that point. Okay, not creativity. Opium. I probably have Spell Pierce. And they kill this thing is a problem. So I could leave up Spell Pierce here. But they showed me they didn't have a Dwarven Mine last turn. They didn't have a Dwarven Mine last turn. I could top deck one in creativity. I guess I'll just hold on to Dothy. They've given me an Archon. What? Why did you give me an Archon? I don't know why they gave me an Archon. Alright, whatever, I'm taking the Archon. Could creativity me back and like have something of their own. Give me... Yeah. I'm so confused too. I guess they just punted. They're like, oh fuck. Power play opponent. Something like that. That was a good draw. I'm gonna run out the Dothy here. Well, this could mean Living End or it could mean Murktide. If it's Murktide, I'd rather run out the Underdog, but if it's Living End, I'd rather run out the Dothy. I'm gonna go with the Dothy. They want to spend a removal spell on Dothy, that's also fine. Consider. Looks like it's Murktide. Underdog is a new piece of technology that I've been wanting to try for a minute, and it's been good. Just being a 3-2 haste for 4 has won me more games than it should have. Like, most of the time, Kroxa can't, like, close that last couple points of damage, but this card's just like, alright, I'm coming back forever and ever and ever. This is a clean hit at Sugu. More grief scam. I think I just take my Hidetsugu value while it's there. Yeah, Squee takes cards. This does not take cards, which is what I was the most concerned about. Was like, do I have enough cards in my graveyard to be able to recur this thing over and over and over? And most of the time for Croxa, the answer is no. You get like one Croxa, and if it gets got, then you're probably just like never getting that Croxa back for the rest of the game. I'm gonna dash a Ragavan here, see what they do. One Croxa, one Squee, both of those use graveyard resources though. So that's kind of what I was trying to avoid, right? Thinking about pitching this underdog, but I think the underdog might just be like incredibly powerful, so I'm just gonna play this as a land and say go. Let's play 4 moons. I'm playing 3 in the main deck, 1 in the sideboard. I don't think you need the full 4 in the main deck. It seems like a lot, but maybe. I don't know. It's good against a lot right now, except for Murktide. But even here, it'd be good against Murktide. Just shut off all their blue sources. Another Steam Vents, huh? What to do? What to do? I can just grief them. See what's up. Showcase is not started yet. Showcase starts in an hour and a half. 1.5 hour. I believe. Hour 20. Let's see if I'm going to make any last minute changes before it starts. I didn't get to play very much with this list, so it's still pretty experimental at this point. Decisions. Anniversary. Children's card game. Anniversary. Children's card game. Decisions. Today's your wedding. Congratulations. I'm blitzing this underdog. You can't stop me. The underdog is here. We got underdog putting in work. Draw me 1 card, please. That's a good card. Draw 2 the Archmage's Charm. What's up, Curd Bros? How you doing? Weird Icarid. It is a weird Icarid. It's also a surprisingly good Icarid. It draws you a card. I'm gonna try. This new meta's kind of crazy though. Ragavan Murktide maybe? To be a huge Murktide. Not a Murktide. Copium. Try to trample over for some damage here. Unholy Heat. Wait, what? Oh, it already had a count. I'm stupid. I already had a counter on it. That is the interaction that's never come up before. Yeah, alright. Today I learned. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, Hidetsugu gave itself a counter because it attacked the last turn, so the Undying affected nothing on it. That's why Undying Evil's trash. Not the best. I'm gonna let this thing hit me. I was like, oh, I didn't cast an Undying. I didn't cast an Undying thing on it. I'll be fine. Hit the Terminate for my Dothy. My Dothy. That was just a punt. Just a punt. Why do I not bolt the monkey? Because they're at 8, and I have 5 points of burn in my hand. I'm not bolting them on end step here. I'll just untap though. That was so bad. Now I draw a Fury, which I could have Undyinged. That's the maximum beats. I punted this game. To get your nationals, you got top 9 out of 160 people and got invited due to 2 out of the 8 people having invites. Best $7 ever spent. Hell yeah, Bubble Tea, let's go. Glad to hear it worked. Oh, Undying Evil. I think what the best line here is. I don't have Counterspell. I'm trying to think if there's anything I could do about it. How to get this sideboard guide? Exclamation mark Patreon. Need your blood sample. All in to wipe their board. That would require them not having a counterspell, which seems very unlikely. But I don't know what else I'm doing, to be completely honest. That'd be like super great here. At least buys me time, and if this does work, and I'm buying back here, then I have a lot of time. But I doubt this is gonna actually be beneficial for me. I guess I'm gonna return. I'll turn the Fury. Deal 2 here. It's gonna get countered. Oh, this game went wrong when I tried to undying evil the Hidetsugu. That already had a counter on it. So I just forgot. This game went downhill pretty hard after that. If I had that undying effect for the Fury and all they had was a spell pierce, then I just like win. It's alright, we're getting the punts out now. Also, I don't know why they didn't EI pre-combat. Any sleeper cards besides Evolve Sleeper? I wish Evolve Sleeper is playable. I think it's just simple sideboarding here. Nothing too crazy. And once we go on the draw, we'll swap 2 Thoughtseize for 2 Torok. Literally a 0% chance of winning this match, maybe. Depends on if I try to Undying Evil my Hidetsugu again. Then they might have a chance. But I cut the Hidetsugu, so I can't make that mistake again. Aha, big brain. So that Hidetsugu would have come back, killed the Ragavan, then next turn exiled the graveyard, so they would have been forced to play a Murktide there. 10,000 IQ. Undying Evil of 4/4 Fury. That's not happening. That one I know. The Hidetsugu thing just like escaped me. I was like, I didn't cast another Undying spell on this. I'll be fine. What's the K command for? Mostly for Hammer. But it's just a flexible card. I think it's fine most of the time. Ugh. This hand is not good. This hand is quite good. Pitch. There. Cast there. Honestly, I'm thinking about putting back a land. It's so greedy though. I'm gonna do it. Maximum greed. The greediest greed of all time. Counterspell, Murktide, Ledger Shredder, Ragavan. I think I'm gonna take Ragavan Ledger Shredder. This is high upside, right? Because if I draw another black spell, then I get to do it again on a different grief and take like both of their counterspells, or like take a Murktide. Looks like it's gonna pay off. Attack here first. If I drew Lightning Bolt, then I want to have access to that. The Undying Malice on the Lightning Bolt. It's a lot of counterspell. Subchord. Honestly, skill diff. It is a skill diff. We made the informed mulligan decision to put a land back. It's a high level scamming. Produce 2 4/3s with menace. Take 4 cards from your hand. On the lucky for drawing DRC. Hashing a Ragavan. They're like, please help me. Please help me. As long as they don't hit Lightning Bolt off my deck, I'll be okay. They did not hit Lightning Bolt. They have deceased. Modern is a turn 3 format. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Literally laying on the beach and saw Scam was on the menu, so you had to drop in. Hell yeah. That's sick. It's not great. Is this mulligan worthy? I don't think so. Well, I don't think so. Yep. Brief, please. My Fury. That would have been so good for me to draw. Well, you know, sometimes Magic is a skillful game. They had a counterspell. Now I feel like a genius. I'm gonna counterspell this and I just get to do it again. Why didn't they counter? I don't understand. Now I just feel like an absolute genius. Look at you, Undying Evil. Look at you. I can block the Ragavan. Chad. I'll block. I'm taking 3 cards. Hmm. They attack me. I'm just gonna trade here. But I want to start clocking them before they can draw themselves out of this. Their deck has iteration and shit, so they have a lot of good top decks. Murktide's a great top deck for them. It's Thoughtseize is absolutely hitting the bin. For another Ragavan and a land. Alright. Ooh. Another one. I'm gonna hold this land, because I'm probably gonna discard it with the second Fable. Punch you down to 9. Drew an Islet, which is a redraw. Which drew them into a DRC. Dothy's kind of good here. Alright, go. They should have countered that grief. They super punted by not countering that grief. Oh my god. Can't keep that one. Can keep this one, however. This hand's fantastic. What was the loss versus creativity? I'm playing against creativity, Murktide. I believe so. I might cut one underdog, play one underdog, one Kroxa. I think I'm gonna go one underdog, one Kroxa. I think I like that. Looks like Murktide again. One Undying Evil. I kind of like 2. Like, it was super relevant to have an untapped guy there. I don't know. It's tough to say. Now, I lost to creativity, and then I played against creativity, and then I played against Murktide. Well, they're just so doomed here. How doomed are you? Pretty fucking doomed. Now I'm playing against Murktide again? Alright. I don't think Shieldred's a modern playable card. Shieldred is a 4-mana card that loses to Unholy Heat. I don't think you ought to be doing that in Modern. Seems not great in the context of Modern, right? Opponent, come back, your warranty! Yeah, I think I'm gonna go one underdog, one Kroxa. The opponent likes Super Mulligan, so I didn't have much going on. I should bring in these braids. I should have brought in their braid, in case they have hers. Yes, quite the scam. Look at that. Undying Evil being relevant yet again. This is why we played 2 Undying Evil. Could take like Shredder. It's probably Shredder Heat. I don't know. I could take like Shredder Consider. Nah, it's gotta be Shredder Heat. And just make them use their mana. My issue with this is that if they consider into a Murktide, it's gonna be a huge Murktide. Kroxa gets a lot worse when you play 3 Blood Moon. Also, I haven't been liking 2 Kroxa recently. I haven't felt like Kroxa's been doing enough. I think Fable Moon has been fantastic. I don't know about Underdog yet. Underdog was something I just wanted to try. But I can't complain. It's been good for the most part. It's probably True Blank.
I tried Squee and he was really bad. 3 mana was just too expensive. Having something that comes down on turn 2 though, that is where you want to be. Something that comes down on turn 2 is so much better than something that comes down on turn 3 in the context of this curve. Dark Confidant in your Fury deck, not even for a second. Chandra, no. We're not trying to add more expensive cards. We're trying to add cheaper cards that can be good in the late game. Something that gives you resiliency. You Blood Moon me? Sure. Bold Blood Moon. Have I considered Emrakul? Yeah, actually I have. I really hate playing against Mill. I really hate when Mill casts Tasha's Hideous Laughter against me and they get 3 Furies and a Grief, and that's it. How many card types do I have? Creature, land, instant. That's it. Alright. I guess I'm not going to be unholy heating this thing. You have an Odawara, sure. You have an Odawara and a Dream. Is this game 2? Why do they leave Blood Moon in? Or Spyro 2 Fable, but like, look at your curve. Look at yourself. What are you doing to the curve? They don't counterspell the Grief, yeah. I mean, that's certainly something. Glittering Wish, Paradise Druid. Paradise Druid. What the fuck? Here's my all-star. The underdogs here. Can't Fury them, but I can play an underdog. My goat, my dog, my homie. Can you tap this for mana so I can Fury you? Why won't you let me Fury you? I only want one thing, and it's to Fury you. Assuming that they're gonna get Jeskai Ascendancy, I think I need to leave up Lightning Bolt this turn, so I don't think I can slam the Fable here. Instead, I think I pitch the Fable for the Fury, and then hold up Lightning Bolt for when they tap. I get their Jeskai Ascendancy, I get the Bolt one, so they don't, like, make a ton of mana. I am gonna do that. Because they refuse to tap these things anyways. Like, in this spot, this is looking better than Kroxa. At least it's clocking them, putting some pressure. Because Kroxa would have been like, alright, discard land. That's it. That's Kroxa. I wouldn't be able to get it back until like 2 turns from now. I guess I can get it back potentially next turn. Even then, I would have Summoning Sickness. I think I like the 1-1 split. Shieldred gain life, you're right. Hello, Jonathan. Glittering Wish for Ascendancy. Blown out by the Cerulean Wisps. At least I didn't give him an additional loot, I suppose. Blood Moon, huh? I didn't play around Cerulean Wisps. I could have, too. I just, like, didn't even think about the fact that it would untap and give it hexproof. I could have just waited for them to cast the Wisps and then kill it. I don't know. I don't think that Blood Moon's gonna stop them. Pretty sure they can murder me still. A bot Giganta. Doesn't take a lot for them to be able to kill me here. 5, 10. All right. You have bested me. Doesn't even do anything because they have Glittering Wish. Which is like kind of frustrating. I guess the Turbidates are something I don't need. Hidetsugu seems bad. Thanks, Poppy. Yeah, the EEs are fine. Guess I'll leave the bolts in. It's probably not the underdog matchup. Is any matchup really the underdog matchup? Well, we'll see. I beat Burn 3 times last night testing this build. You really just need a mulligan into a Hogak. Underdog has not looked great this league, but it's been good for me in the past, so I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. Mostly, it's a very good tech for the mirror. Did I keep in Moon versus Burn? No. No, I didn't. Moon is do nothing for the most part. This is much better. So what do I want to put back now? I think it's the Grief. Goblib. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna play Hogak. Hogak, go. Goblin, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome back to the Hoodie Gang for the 8 months. Real Bing Bonger sub. Appreciate you, homie. Fury's blue? Oh man, I'm blue. Dabba dee dabba die. You know, this used to be a feature in Moto without needing Cerulean Wisps. Sometimes full art cards would just be different colors for no reason. Carry added the chump blocker. Concede. The bolts would be blue. I remember, what card was it? It was like Celestial Purge used to be red. Specifically the full art Celestial Purge. Say Wisps. Wisps. I kinda hate this hand, but I'm gonna keep it. Are you telling me that I say Wisps like Stewie says Cool Whip? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Cool Wisps. Wisps. Fable's been really good. Better than I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna have Blood Moon in the deck, I guess I'm just gonna get Swamp. The Blood Moon in question. It's possible I should have just played an EE on too. Because they're probably gonna play a Sylvan Caryatid. They have Lightning Bolt in their deck, since when? Land. Land. Land! Yay! Cling to Dust. I guess Cling to Dust. Eyes Giganta. Can I beat a Giganta? 5 mana 5/5 is kind of OP. I board out the Terminates. I did board out the Terminates. No, ideally they never cast it. Ah, the old Serum Visions. Extractions for the mirror. They put one on top and one on bottom. They topped a Manamorphose. And shit, I'll cast a Manamorphose. I'm just popping this playing Dothy. I don't want a Surgical Manamorphose. Is that stupid? I'm gonna draw step Surgical Manamorphose. Yeah, right. I suppose. Apparently they had a bunch of Metamorphoses in hand or something. Or that was their only way of making mana through Yeah, Fable and Moon are fantastic. Underdog left some stuff to desire.
Have you
Bing
peeked?
bong, bing bong, bing bing bong.
Have you peeked?
You're a third-rate duelist.
I can't take it anymore.